Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dawn. Today I am going to be finishing this hardcover journal. I will be binding the pages in, arranging the signatures, binding the pages, and then I will take all of my hardcover journals from this collection and decorate all the covers together. And I've gathered some goodies for that because for you it'll be the next video, and for me it'll be right after this, hopefully. So this is the final journal in the purple floral collection, the last one that I need to bind. It's going to go through and sort my pages. As you can see, I've done some sewing. And I've folded most of the pages. I like to fold them before I sew, except for the pocket page. And the reason I fold it after is because if I folded it, it would sit weird when I went to sew it because I sewed the pocket closed. So I fold the pocket after, but everything else, it doesn't really matter. You can sew it before or after, or fold it before or after you sew. So here's the pages in this signature. As you can see, I have some different laces sewn onto my scrapbook paper, and then I have some different variety of papers. This is from a 70s, I think, art magazine. This is going to be my centerfold page. This is a coloring book page. Then I have some vintage purple paper. This little piece here is from the inside of the book. It was the first page of the book. So that's fun. I like that color. It goes well. I mean, that's why I picked the book. And then vintage music sheet and some scrapbook paper. We're just going to get this bound, arranged and bound, and that's kind of it. And then that'll be that for that journal. And then I will take all these journals in one video and decorate the covers and add the pockets all together in one video. So I typically do my signatures in a way that lets me have the same kinds of paper. So here I do have different pages, but as you can see, I have two of these, two of the shorter pieces, same number of pages. And then for this, I have a music sheet in each, a cover page in each, vintage art magazine in each, and then the vintage purple paper and another of these. So I have to decide what my front page is going to look like. And we have, this is the inside here. So I kind of like that paper. And then I might like this one here. Or my other option is, I don't like that. That's too chaotic for the first page for me. But I could do this. And then I could do this, or I could do this one. But I think I like my first choice. So now I have the first page for this signature and for this signature. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to grab my papers and I'm just going to make choices about the order they go in. This is the inner page, coloring book page. This is the outer page of the signature. And then I'm going to just arrange them in an order that appeals to me. Typically, I like to do something a little more neutral next to the coloring book page. No, I actually, yeah, I do like that. I was going to switch it up, but I won't. I'll keep going. Just get it centered. It's, at this point, it's a little hard for me to sort of explain how I arrange my pages. Ooh, hopefully that's not too wide. I don't know what I would do if it was too wide. All right, it looks like it's okay. It's interesting that this page is wider than the others. The others might just all have been an 8.5 by 11. And then this scrapbook paper, let's see. So this is wider than those three, and that worries me a little, but it looks like all the scrapbook paper is that wide. I measured these a while ago, so you have to bear with me. It's been a minute. Let's do that. I'm going to line this up along the edge. I don't like those two next to each other. Okay, I'm going to do the music page. And then another scrapbook paper. And then this is very chaotic page, so I'm going to like neutralize it with this. Sort of. Then we're going to do our second to last scrapbook paper and this vintage page. And then our outer page, which is the pocket. And then I grab everything, use my fingers to make sure it's lined up. And then I pop on a bunch of these clips, giant paper clips. That is what they are called. I don't actually know how to find them. Maybe I should see if I can find them in bulk again, because I only was ever able to find them in massive bulk. Maybe I'll see if I can do that again, and then I could sell them in smaller amounts on my Etsy shop. We'll see. I'll think about it. If that's something you'd be interested in, let me know. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to try to kind of do it in the same way. I like when the signatures mirror each other. I always enjoy that. I don't know why, but that felt upside down to me, so we flipped it. I love this little note. I feel like it's kind of fun to have in the middle of your journal. Okay, what did we do after that to this? We did this. Don't ask me how I remember the order. Normally I would reference back like what I had done in this signature to recreate the signature, but this one was a pretty simple pattern, and at this point I'm going to mix it up anyway. But yeah, typically I will mirror my signatures. But this one we grabbed one of the pocket pages for the first page and one of the not pocket pages for the first page, so at some point it's going to be different anyway. So we're just going on vibes. Things have been pretty chaotic. I was hoping with the last two of these journal videos that I would finish all these video journals, and I did not. I didn't finish this one, so for me it's now been quite a few days and I'm finally getting back. I also didn't publish any of those videos over Easter weekend, even though I intended to. I typically will cut the strings that are dangling from the bottoms of the journals. I think they look cluttery to me at the bottom, so I usually trim those off, and then at the top I always feel like I can kind of tuck them into the pages so they don't show up as much, so they don't feel as cluttery to me. But I trim the bottom ones because I like things to kind of sit flat. Okay, so we can make sure that our signatures are the right height. Got a little bit of lace sticking out. Beautiful. Here's what it's going to look like, kind of, but we'll, obviously be getting rid of the bulk with these. I don't know what's going on with my camera. I feel like a lot of my pictures and stuff have been like a little off. I have a new phone. I just have to set it up, and I haven't set it up, so that's where we are with the phone situation. And I feel like once I get my new phone set up, my videos will increase, because I think that my screen, like my camera's lens, might be scratched. Because my kids steal my phone and play with it. And throw it around and scratch it up, even when I tell them not to. Okay, I have this thing. I'm not going to do the whole spiel. I have this thing. It's a tool to help you bind. I use this instead of a template because I have carpal tunnel. If you need details on it, let me know. I don't think it's necessary, but I do appreciate it. Okay, we have 32. Half of 30 is 15. Plus 1 is 16 in the middle. And then 32, 1, 2, 3, 29, and 3. I'm only going to do 3 holes on this one because I feel like it. There's not a huge variety of height in the pages here, so there's some variety, but not crazy like some of my other journals. So I'm just going to do 3 holes. Then I put the other signature in, and I just have to use the same holes, and then everything theoretically should line up. So 3, 29, and 16. If I get to a place where I'm doing one that has a 5 holes, I will write down my numbers. Or if I'm doing like more than 2 signatures, if I'm doing 3 signatures or something, I'll just write down my numbers. So that's how I get my holes in my signatures. And as you can see, they line up perfectly. Then what I do is I take my journal cover. I think I'm going to have to do it a little differently. Typically, I'll just poke a hole, but I have lace here and I have fabric here, and I don't know how that's going to work. So typically, I'll do it from the outside because the spine is usually cleaner. I've recently discovered I can use this as a little cradle so that my hole can go all the way through. And then I'm going to grab one of my signatures and just line it up where I want it. And then I'm going to use that to determine where my holes are. So I'm just going to make 2 holes in the spine. And it's fine if it does that because I can see the hole now. I don't have to poke all the way through. So this spine, this whole collection, somehow I ended up with a bunch of books that really needed extra spine help. So this one, the whole inside of the journal cover was really messy. I mean, I think I showed a video doing that, but I don't remember. So I ended up lining the whole thing with some fabric to help clean up the mess, because that just seemed like a fun way, and now you have some extra texture here. Here's our signatures. We are doing first and second signature in this order. We're going to mark the front of the journal with a paper clip. You could do anything, but I just do that with a paper clip. Then I need, this is the same one I used for the last journal. I think I'm going to use it for this journal. It's just purple thread. And then we're just going to do a quick 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Super simple, easy to learn. You know, there's a lot of tutorials out there. My last video, I talked through how to do the 5-hole. The 3-hole is much easier because things don't get caught as often. We're going to bind in our pages, and that'll be it for today. And we'll take a look at it. And then in the next video, I will be finalizing all the pieces on the insides of these 3 big journals that we've made in the last 3 videos. So I start in my center through my pages, then through the center hole in my spine, making sure that the top of my signature is the top of the book. Then I go out through the bottom hole in the spine and through the pages. Make sure that's tight. And then I make sure to hold my tail so I don't pull it out. And then I go up all the way, skip the middle, go all the way up to the top, through. And you don't have to be too tight while you're doing this because it's really easy to tighten it at the end with the 3-hole. It's harder with the 5-hole, but it's pretty easy with the 3-hole to add that extra, like. So then I pull this all the way through as far as I can, take my needle off, and then I'll backtrack. I'll hold one side and I'll pull this back through, and then I'll pull this end, and that is how I even off my ends and how I make sure that nothing is caught. Quick tutorial, not even really what I would call a tutorial, just verbalizing what I'm doing. Then I'll grab all the pages on my first signature and I will just clip them out of the way with these giant paper clips. That way I'm working with 2 covers instead of a bunch of floppy pages. Again, front, and then the front of the book has the paper clip. So since I can't see a paper clip, I know this is the back of the book. Plus I just bound in our first signature, so it's easy to see what the front of the book is because that's the one with the paper on it. Okay, so in through the middle, and then through the middle hole in the cover. Pull it through and grab your end with your thumb up to the top, through the top hole in the signature, which I'm struggling with a bit, but that's okay, that happens. Also, I'm trying to hold it in the camera, and that makes it harder for me to see. Skip over the middle, go all the way down to the 3rd hole. Go through the cover and the signature. And then go up through the middle and try to make sure that you don't pierce that, pierce through any of the thread. And then I pull it, put my needle away. Okay, and then I just do this a little bit, and that helps me make sure that everything is tight. And then I tie a knot, and then I tie a double knot, and sometimes if the pages are thick or the signature is really thick, I will tie a triple knot. So let's take our paper clips out, take a look at it. Trying to go quick on this one today. I don't see any reason to drag it out. I've just, with the last couple of videos, I just did the same thing. So here's an idea of what our journal looks like. And here's the center of the 2 signatures, middle, the end. Here's what our book looks like, and I will go through and use a bone folder to flatten all these pages. And for that, I'll start at this. I'm left-handed. I'll start at the center of my signature, and I'll fold along this side. And then when I get to the end of that, I'll do all of these pages. I'll usually do 2 at a time. I'll go to the center of the next one, and I'll start here, and I'll fold. And then when I get to the end here, I'll flip it over, and I'll do the same thing. I'll start at the center, and I'll work my way out. And that ensures that the tip here is pushing down on the page, because if you do it like this, and you're trying to fold this page like this, you'll end up cutting or scratching your pages with this part. Like this is hard to get it in there properly. So I do it like this, although, again, left-handed. So I'm going to go through this journal that we just finished, this journal that we finished the other day, and this one that we finished also the other day, a different other day. This goes with this journal. And I'm going to go fold all the pages, make sure they're flat, and then in the next video, come back and see me use some of these goodies to decorate them. And then they will be done. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this quick little let's pop a journal together video, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.